Hey, what's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to take the Travis picking technique, change it up a bit and use it over a beautiful and melodic chord progression. When we pluck the strings using the Merle Travis style, the thumb will be plucking over two bass notes in a steady rhythm. Then we can add chords on top of this bass line. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to play the chord progression that I played at the beginning of the video. Now, the chords are super simple. We only have a G major chord, the E minor chord, the C major, and the D major chord. But we're going to play these chords with the Travis picking, and then we're going to add a melody to it. The very first thing is to just learn the bass line, which is going to be played obviously just with the thumb. For the G major chord, we're only picking on two strings, the low E string fret 3 and the D string open. Now we have this over two measures, two bars, so it will be repeated 8 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we're only going to change the last 3 notes, which we're going to play like this, just the G, the F sharp on the fret number 2, and we change chord and we play the E minor chord. And for the E minor chord, we're only going to play the low E string and the D string fret number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and... Then we have the C major chord. We're only going to play 2 notes. The A string fret 3 and the D string fret number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and we finish with the D major chord. We're going to slide this position 2 frets up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play the D major chord. So you have the thumb 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, and then on the third count we're going to play the G string open and the B string for number 3. I like to pluck with just thumb and middle, and you let it ring out. Now let's add the chords. For the G major chord, we're only going to play the B string for number 3. All the other strings will be open. So we have low E string for 3 and the B string for number 3. Now the finger picking pattern is this one. Now we already learned that the thumb is going to pluck on the low E string, and the D string. So we have always 2 strings with the thumb. Now the index is going to pluck the G string always, and the middle finger is going to pluck the B string always. Now we have 4 counts, 4 different patterns. On the first count, we're going to play like this. So we have the thumb, and then thumb and middle. On the second count, we have 3 notes. Thumb, index, and thumb again. On the third count, we have 3 notes again, and we play like this. We have the B string now with the fret number 3, and we have the thumb and middle, then the thumb again, and the index. And then we have the fourth count with the thumb, the middle, and the thumb again. So on the first and the second count, we play the G with the B string open. And on the third and the fourth count, we're going to change the voicing and play the B string fret number 3. When I do the whole thing slowly, it sounds like this. Now the second chord is the E minor. We're going to use the same finger picking pattern. We're going to change the same voicing. So the E minor is played like this. just the low E string, the D string fret number 2, which is going to be played with the thumb, and then we have the G string open and the B string open. So the first and the second count sounds the same. We have the same finger picking pattern. And on the third count, we're going to change the voicing and play the B string fret number 3. And we keep the same picking pattern. You want to repeat it twice. Now the third chord is a C major 7 chord. We always have first and second count with the B string open, and then on the third and fourth count we're going to play the B string fret number 3. We already learned that the bass is played on the A string fret 3 and the D string fret number 2. So we just gotta apply the same Travis pattern. And the last chord, it's a beautiful D add 11 chord. And we start again. So the D add 11, it's basically just the same position as the C, just 2 frets up on 5 and 4. We keep the B string open. We want to keep the same voicing, right? So we have the same pattern on the first and second count, and then we're going to add the B string fret number 3. Now the second time we play the chord, we're just going to let it ring out and then play the low E string and the fret number 2. So it sounds like this. And we start again. So the second time we repeat the chord progression, we are going to add a melody. So guys, we're going to start with the same chord, and we're going to have the G major. And when we play the chord with the different voicing, the second time, we're going to let it ring out, and then we're going to play this simple melody. G string open, fret number 2, and the B string open. And then we're going to change chord and play the E minor. So the E minor chord is going to be played in a different position, and I'm playing the D string fret number 9, G string open, and the B string fret number 8, and the top E string open. Now with this chord, the different voicing is going to be played on the E string. So we're going to pluck the strings like this. The pattern is the same. So we have thumb, thumb and middle, thumb, index, thumb. But now when we change the voicing, we're going to play the low E string and the top E string open. And then we'll go back playing the same pattern. So thumb and middle on the low E string and the top E string. And then we have thumb, middle, thumb, index, and the thumb. And we're going to do it twice. And right after you play the top E string open, we're going to have another melody, which is the B string fret 8, 10, and the top E string fret number 7. And we change chord. We play this beautiful C major 7 chord. So we're going to play the low E string, and then the G string and the E string together, thumb and middle. Low E string again, the B string with the index, and the G string with the thumb. So I'm going to do it slowly one more time. Then we're going to change the voicing. Now the voicing for this chord is the top E string open. So we're going to play simultaneously with thumb and middle. Then the thumb on the G string. And then we have the top E string fret number 7. So we'll go back playing the fret 7. Low E string, with the thumb, the B string with the index, and the G string with the thumb. So and then when you play the low E string and the top E string open, we're gonna play the last phrase. So fret 7, fret 10, and fret 8. And we finish with this beautiful D add 11. Now, same thing here, we have two different voicings. The first one is on the B string, fret number 7. So the bass is on the fret number 5. Then we have fret number 7, open string, and fret 7. So the finger picking pattern is the same. The thumb will be plucking on the A string and D string. So, but when we change the voicing on the third count, we're gonna play the A string and the E string. And then we'll go back playing the same pattern. And then when you play the A string and the E string open, you're gonna let it ring out, and then you play just the low E string, fret number 2, and then we start again. And we finish with this beautiful G major chord. So that's it, guys. This is how we can use the Travis picking over a kind of modern and pop chord progression. It's a beautiful approach. It can be a little bit challenging at first to have the thumb jumping on two strings, so really take it step by step. You can play it slowly, and it's great exercise if you want to improve your finger picking technique. So I'm gonna leave you to practice this, take it step by step, and I'll see you next time.